Hi, everyone. Welcome back. There's nothing more intriguing for me than the world of artificial intelligence. I don't know much about it, but man, I'm all ears. I want to learn and get better yet. I have to learn, and so do you. And we're fortunate to have with us two experts right in the field as it begins to grow. And they were first on with in Silicon Valley, as well as social media, Tristan Harris and Asa Raskin. They are both co-founders of the Center for Humane Technology. Thanks so much for being with us, guys.
Absolutely.
You and your families have been around cutting-edge technology from day one. What'd your dad do?
My father is best known as the inventor of the Macintosh project at Apple.
That's a good thing to have in your resume.
Yeah.
And what about Tristan? You're from a family of technocrats too. In a good way.
Well, my mother actually just worked on helping people who hurt themselves on the job. I actually just am a technologist because I care about this. But we both believe in technology that can be humane, that is caring about how do we bring out the best in people rather than bring out the worst?
Because you've seen what's happening in social media.
Well, that's
you see how it affects a generation of kids.
That's right.
Who sit all day and just stare at their phones and don't talk to the people next to them. Mm-hmm. Do you feel a degree of responsibility?
So we knew a lot of the people who were actually building. Our friends of mine in college started Instagram. I saw a lot of people at Stanford. There's a lab called the Persuasive Technology Lab. This is all in the film The Social Dilemma, where they went off and they built these products that were all about not how do I help kids be, healthier, better, more developed. Instead, it was just about what keeps their attention. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's business partner, said, if you show me the incentive, I will show you the outcome. And what is the business model of social media? It's not helping society be stronger, it's whatever gets people's attention. Right. And that created the race to the bottom of the brainstem and a more addicted, distracted, polarized society. And because we saw this happen in 2013, we knew this was where it was going to go. We don't want to make that mistake again with AI.
And it's really important to note that social media is humanity's first contact with AI. You may ask, where is the AI in social media? Well, it's the algorithm that's choosing what things people see, what things people hear, what gets amplified. And note that it's sort of an unsophisticated AI.
It's like a baby AI.
But it was enough to break our sense of shared reality, to create a teen mental health crisis, cause democratic backsliding around the world. We're now moving into second contact with AI, generative AI. It's much more powerful. And the question is, have we fixed any of the malformed incentives?
So we take all the information that we've got over generations, all those encyclopedias, everything, you dump it into AI. That's what I thought we were getting with Google and social media.
Yeah.
But this is much quicker, and it's much more powerful. In what respect?
Yeah, well, Asa can speak more about the technology, but once this new generative AI can learn to sort of speak languages, so it can learn to speak the language of biology, speak the language of DNA, and you can say, make me an antibiotic, but that's, stronger in this case. And it's incredible because it can speak the language of biology. But it's also inseparable from speak the language of biology and generate a new super virus. And those two things can't be separated. The same thing that could be a chemistry tutor that could teach a kid in Kenya how to do chemistry. It has to know everything about chemistry to do that. But it also means it can teach someone in ISIS how to do something dangerous in chemistry.
Understood.
And we have to be very, very careful about this technology.
And what's also I think is great about you guys is you care. Guess what? If I can have an AI figure that teaches, I don't need a human. Mm-hmm. And are you concerned about the jobs that go by the boards because of our race forward?
Absolutely. And the thing is that the companies do not have a plan for the hundreds of millions to billion jobs that they are about to displace.
Give me an example of what's going to go. Like I saw the Oprah special and they said bricklayers, for example, you don't really need to do it. A lot of the jobs that are relatively maybe monotonous or tedious will go by the boards, might be a good thing. Yeah. But there's some others that people wanted to keep. If you're a cancer researcher, if you can get that done in 5 years, in 5 days instead of 5 years, what do you need cancer researchers for?
Mm-hmm. I think there's going to be many places in our economy where AI won't replace the jobs. It'll help those jobs move much faster. What I don't think what we're prepared for is we're going to live very soon in a world where 10 years of scientific research could happen in like a single month. Because there's literally these new companies, Sakana I think is one of them, where you spin up an AI scientist and you have it generate new novel scientific hypotheses, and then you have it run all these experiments without even a human oversight. Mm-hmm. And that's so mind-blowing for people.
Yes.
Yeah. Right? And the important analogy here is that what oil is to physical labor, every barrel of oil replaces 25,000 hours of physical labor. AI is to cognitive labor.
Labor of the mind.
So that is like when you're writing an email, doing science, working with a teacher, all of those things are forms of cognitive labor. So AI will replace human cognitive labor, and whoever has access to the most sort of like fuel wins.
I could feel my brain shrinking right now because I don't need it, right? Just ask a quick question, I get the email I need or the information I want. Real quick, the other concern people have is China. When you talk about people having different intentions for this technology, listen to Christopher Wray.
Than that of every major nation combined, and has stolen more of Americans' personal and corporate data than every nation, big or small, combined. The scale of the threat is significant. If you took the FBI's program and just said, forget Russia, forget Iran, just do nothing but China, the Chinese government's hacking program, they would outnumber us 50-1.
That mental attitude, that's our adversary in this. You guys are good guys trying to do it right. What if they're trying to do it wrong?
A question you should ask is, what is China's greatest AI accelerant today? And the answer, not from us, from people inside the AI field, say it's Meta. It's America's companies releasing open source AI is causing China to go faster.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No, and just in a Senate hearing recently, OpenAI insiders revealed that basically they were not appropriately locking down and securing their AI models.
Why would they not do that?
So it's like China actually sees OpenAI as maybe one of the biggest accelerants of their progress if you can steal the model. So it's like the Manhattan Project. Like, we're developing this very powerful technology. It's only as safe as it is secure. If you just leak the secrets, we're not going to beat China by running faster and leaving the door wide open for someone to steal it.
Out of the smartest people in the world, but they don't care enough about their product to provide the security. Tristan Harris, Asa Raskin, thanks so much. The Center for Humane Technology, you're doing the right thing, and I'm glad you're doing it before it's too late. Thanks, guys.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.